Hey folks, welcome back to our very first game tutorial. Today we're going to be episode 11. We're going to be beautifying the game a bit. Step 1, we're going to add sounds to anything that needs sounds. Or at least I'll give you the code and the skill to add the sounds where you need them. So let's dive in here on our very first game. And right off the hop, I want you to jump into your objects and just kind of see what actually needs sounds. So we're going to collect a key. We're going to collect coins, so those need sounds. Let's just start at the top. So O key. Let's open up our browser here and go to Bfxr. Oops. Bfxr.net and run Flash. Allow it. And let's just create, let's just create some sounds. So I use this for all my simple RPG sounds, especially if you're doing something like a game jam, where you only get 48 hours to complete a full game. This is super handy. So right at the top left here, pick up coin. Pretty self-explanatory. Sorry for the volume if it's loud. I want to get one of those. Doo-doo. There's one. That's cute. So I'm going to export wave, go to my desktop here, and just rename it SND get coin.wave. Perfect. Oh, that was our coin. Okay, yeah. So we needed that anyway. So let's get the key too. What would be a good key pickup? Let's try the power up button. That is aggressively loud. I'm so sorry. I'm going to turn the volume down. So let's see. Power up. Maybe the coin button sounds better. I just picture a metal noise. Yeah, well, that'll do. I'm going to turn it up a little bit. Okay, export SND key.wave. Sorry, get key.wave. The next object, how about O shooter? We'll make it have a noise every time it fires a fireball. So try the explosion button. That's. Ooh. I'm so sorry for these noises. Okay, let's just try this one here. You've got a whole bunch of sliders here. You can turn down the frequency or turn it up if you want. But I'm turning it down, and I'm going to turn the sustain time down. That's a nice little blip. Export wave, SND, fireball dot wave. That almost sounds redundant, but that's okay. So the next thing we'd want, how about the door? We got to open our door, so we'll call that a power up. Let's try this one. Let's try the coin again. That's good. You know what? I'm going to turn the frequency down. Good enough. And you guys can do whatever sounds you want. Play around if you want to pause the video and just gather these sounds. SND open lock.wave. Oh, success. So we've successfully completed the level. I'm going to show you a different website for that. This one is called SFBGames.com/Chiptone. And again, run the Flash on this website. So on this one, it's pretty much the same thing, just a lot more sliders and options to play with. Try the 1-up button on this side, and that's kind of like a sound effect. So I'm going to use that one. That's good enough. And if you want to play with the sliders, that's a fun website. I'm going to link all these in the description. So I'm just going to call this success dot wave. No, snd success dot wave. So we got to denote everything as a sound when it's a sound. So success we've got. How about, okay, so when we click a button, we want to make sure we know that it's been clicked, not just hovered over. So go back to Bfxr, there's down page, and oh wow, you guys are probably having your heads explode with these noises. They're loud, but we're gonna so sorry. We're gonna find one that represents when the button has been clicked. So let's just stick with the blip. And you know what? You can even change the sustain time to more. Blip. Let's find one of those double blips. That's good. Good enough. Let's change the frequency. Yeah, that's good. So I use the coin button, and then I just change the sustain time to make it last a little longer. Then I turn the frequency down, so it's a little bit more unique. Change the volume. So export as SND, click, button.wave. I call that one .wab. Wab. Yes, I want to change that. Okay, so what other, I know we got to get another one. You know what, that's good for now. Let's just drag all of those in, and let's just make sure we have our sound file right here available. Oh, and you know what I did? I accidentally deleted our blippy sound blip button. So I'm going to get that back. So SND button blip dot wav. So go ahead on your desktop, wherever you save them, drag them all in right into your sound folder. It's going to ask you in 2.3 for some reason if you want to reload the game you just had or save. I always hit save because I meant to make that change. So this button blip, that was my mistake. I actually recorded this video and realized that I left my microphone off. So I went back and reverted to what I had, but I accidentally deleted that sound effect. So I'm going to go back to our OPAR butt, click. Did I name that right? Button blip? No way. Okay, so I named that correctly. Perfect. So we're back to where we were. So let's close everything and let's start adding sounds. Let's go to our key. No, we don't need to go to the key. Let's go to our player because our player interacts with a lot of stuff. So OCoin, you can see the collision event in our player. We're going to go into here and we want to play the sound the instant that it occurs, that the action occurs. So we wouldn't want to go to the step event and just say play sound in the player. We want to make sure that the instant this collision happens, we're going to get the coin, we're going to destroy the coin, but we want to play the sound before it's destroyed. So I'm just going to put here audio, play, sound, SND, get coin, priority 10, and false for the loop. And I'm just going to comment that, play sound. So now once we touch that coin, we're going to get a coin, it's going to play the sound, and it's going to destroy itself. So let's grab that whole line there, copy it, Control C, go back to the player here, and go to the collision with the key. We're going to do the same thing because it's almost identical. Audio play sound, paste it in there. SND get key. And we're not going to loop it, priority 10. The open door, same thing. The second that we remove the key, right here, global key minus minus, audio play sound, SND, open lock. So now we're playing that noise. So those are 3 of the noises. What else do we have? The shooter. So I think that's it for the player for now. Open up your O shooter, and we want it to play the sound of firing the fireball every time that alarm sounds, because this alarm is what triggers the fireball. So it says alarm 0 equals room speed. Just enter, paste in your sound code here. SND fireball. So now once that alarm ticks, it's going to reset its alarm, play the fireball noise, create the fireball, and then decide which way it's going. The fireball, that's one sound we didn't get, so let's go grab that sound. That's kind of ugly. Good enough. Export wave. So we're going to call this sound SND fireball hit that wave. And then move up to your sound file there and just grab that and drag it in. Oop, where are we? We'll drag it in there. So I'm going to hit save. So now let's go. Oh, decided not to go in the right file. I like to keep everything nice and organized. There we go. So open up your fireball object. We could play this sound every time the fireball explodes on the wall or the player, but I think that would just get too excessive because that fireball is always going to be exploding on the wall. So I'm just going to say when it hits the player, so the collision event with the player, right before we destroy it, paste the sound event there. Audio play sound, SND fireball hit. Priority of 10, false because it's not looping. And now, so we've got the door, we've got the key coin. Let's just play through the game. Oh, the button. Let's go to, before you hit play, let's go to O par but, into the step event there, and go down. So right where we get our mouse click, if mouse check button pressed, event user. So before we run the user event, we want to play the sound that that button has been actually clicked on. So SND click button. SND click button. So save. Now run your game and just make sure all of these noises are perfect. Let's see if we're forgetting. Oh, the success. That's one we didn't put in. But we will. So in your compiler in the bottom, you're seeing that it's actually converting all your audio. So here we go. Man, that was loud. So hit the play button, click it, and it should make the click noise. And now we've got some sounds. I'm just going to grab the key. Got the key noise, and when we hit the lock, it should have a lock noise. There we go. Success. And that should be doodaloo, but we didn't link that noise. And let's exit and link that noise really quickly, and then we can add some music in while we're at it. So when we get the success object, O success, right here in your objects, right there. So when this object is created, again, we don't want it to play, say in the draw GUI, even though that's running, we don't want it to play every frame of the game. We want it to play one time. So when this O success is created, that the create event will run one time at the creation of it, and it will play the sound for us. So play sound, SND, success, 10 priority, false for the looping, and let's just quickly grab that key and hit the door, and hear that success noise. And then we'll add in some music. I'll show you a website where you can get free music for your game as long as you credit the artist. So hit the play button, grab that key, hit the door, and you can hear our success noise. So that's good enough for now. So go back to your browser, open up a new tab or a new window, go to www.opengameart.org. So Opengameart is where people upload sprites, images, music, textures, all sorts of game-related art that you usually have to create yourself or purchase, and it's free. Given that usually it's got a license that you have to credit the artist, which in all honesty, how terrible is that? You just write them into the credits. Most of the files you're able to edit as well, so you can cut down the audio files to the size you need. You can kind of remix them, speed them up, or whatever you're doing, but you can't, in most cases, you can't take that audio file, put a drum beat to it, and resell it in a pack. You can't do that, usually, as far as I know. I've never done that, so I don't know, but I think we'll look for music. Right here, we'll click the music, get rid of the 2D art, and hit search. And it should give us a whole list of stuff. So you can hit the play button on each one of these. Menu music. I'm going to use this one here. Loading screen. I'm going to go in and download that, even though it sounds like GoldenEye music. Here's our files down here. This one is on the left here. You see it's public domain. So I'm pretty sure that means we can do whatever we want with it. No copyright. In no way the patent trademarks. So this is essentially owned by nobody and nobody can own it. So I'm going to click right here where it says the WAV file. And we're going to download it. And I'm going to save it to my download folder here. Let's go back. And we're going to find our level music as well. So what is this? Cyberpunk Moonlight Sonata. That's aggressive. Another space background track. That sounds neat. So I'm just going to grab this one and use this as our in-game. Oh, it's a zip file. I don't want to download that. Just because then I'll have to dig through it. Even though I could definitely do it soliloquy. How about this one? It doesn't get up and go very quickly. The Field of Dreams. Yeah, it sounds like a creepy doll might be chasing us, so that's good enough. So right here you see the Field of Dreams.mp3. I'm just going to download that. This one again is public domain. Usually if they want some credit, they'll say it in their description here, and you can just credit their Opengameart or whichever place they ask you for credit. So I'm going to go to my downloads. I'm just going to drag these to my desktop. Get out of here. There we go. So I've got them on my desktop. Now I'm going to drag them into our game. And hit the save button. And then I'm going to move those two files right up into my sounds. On the left here, let's just rename them. So this is Field of Dreams. What is that one? That's our level music. So I'm just going to rename this BGM for background music. Play game. Good enough. Now this one down here, this is our title music. BGM title. That'll do. So to get our music playing properly, we can do this. Let's go to our scripts where we initialized our game, because this is only run one time right at the beginning of the game. Right under where we say draw set font, we can say audio stop all. So if our game was reset, say you got to the credit screen, we say game reset at that point, I'm pretty sure. If the game was reset and the music was still playing, I'm not entirely positive that it's going to stop the music, so this is kind of a fail-safe. Audio stop all is going to stop any of the music or the sounds that are playing. And then we can say audio play sound, BGM title, 10 for priority, and then the false we're going to change to true because we do want it to loop. And again, if you have to look and see what each one of those arguments is asking for, it's the audio play sound, it wants the sound ID, wants the priority, and it wants the loop, whether it is or not. So now we're playing our title music. We can grab this again, I'm going to copy, and we can go to room level 1. And we're going to go to our creation code here, down in the bottom left. And I can't zoom in on creation code, so hopefully you guys can see it. I'm just going to paste down here, play sound. I'm just going to change the sound that we're playing to BGM play game. And again, we're going to do audio stop all. Stop all. But we're going to do something a little different on that. So we only want it to stop the music because when we transition from level 1 to level 2, the music's going to be the same. Why would we reset the sound? Let's just have a nice smooth transition. So we can say up here, if audio is playing, and we'll say play game. So we're saying if the audio is playing, our background music for level 1, we would want it to continue playing. So we'll say in here, right where it says audio is playing, put a little exclamation mark in front of it. So we're going to cut our music, put it up there, and we're going to cut that whole line up there. So if the audio isn't playing, that little exclamation mark means is not. So if audio is playing, so that means if it's not playing, we're going to put audio stop all, so stop all the music that is playing, which would be the title music at this point. And then we're going to play our background music for level 1. So that should be just enough. And again, that is a little bit confusing. I don't think I've shown you the not function there. So you can put that little exclamation mark. So can I zoom in any closer? Nope. You can put that little exclamation mark in front of a function, and it just means not. So I'm trying to think of another function I could use that for. I could say if keyboard check pressed VK space, and if I put this in front, that little exclamation mark, that means if it's not being pressed. So if not keyboard check press. And again, I hope that makes sense, but again, in the comments, by all means, please ask me. So I'm just going to comment on it, check if song is not playing, and then it will stop the music and then play all. So let's hit the play button on our game, and let's just make sure that this works. And it should, but you know me, and I'm just kind of doing this off the top of my head, so hopefully it starts up and runs properly. There we go, so we got our background music, and when we hit the play button, it should make our clicking play button noise, and then stop the music and play our level 1 music. So there we go, so level 1's playing properly. And because we told it not to reset the music, if it's already playing, this next level shouldn't stop the music. It should just continue playing. There we go. Oh, what are we doing? So from there, I think that's really everything. One last thing you could do, and now you've got all the tools to do it, exit that. You've got all the tools to do it. You know all the code. You could download another song for the credits, the credit room, and just like that, you would audio stop all and then play sound, and you would play the credit music instead. So when the credit music, or when the credit room ends, you're going to go back to the title, and it's going to start all over again. And that should also work perfectly if you've added in level 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and made it your own thing. But that's it for today. So that was episode 11. Next time we come back, I have no idea what we're doing, but we'll be definitely improving upon what we've got with some nice little touch-ups. So stay tuned. If you liked it, like it. Let me know if you watched it by leaving a like, and leave a comment if you got confused. Wouldn't surprise me because I'm kind of all over the place. And we'll see you at the next one. Bye.